I'm Senator Bob Huff. Thank you for joining me for my capital comment for the week of July 11th, 2011. We continue to do budget cleanup. You know, we push the budget through quickly, pretty much in the dark of night, but when we do things fast, we have to play catch up. We've done at least 4 budget cleanup bills this week. In the education front, there's both good news and bad news. Part of the good is that the Board of Education met this week and helped adopt some guidelines which will help enact the parent trigger rules that were set last year as part of his Race to the Top legislation that I co-authored with Senator Romero. Parents can force change at poorly performing schools. This is something that's new. It's caught on across the nation, and yet with the new school board, we were not finding a way to actually do that. There were some technicalities we hadn't envisioned. CTA obviously opposed this. They tried to weaken the law, but at the end, the Board of Education rejected union changes, and there's a 15-day period for the public to weigh in on it. It's looking good. The bad news is AB 114, which is cleanup for Assembly Bill 108, it takes power away from local school districts. Teachers can't be fired if the trigger cuts that are in the budget happen. So what does that do to a school? Imagine where they're going to get less money and yet they can't go out and lay off teachers. It's purely a power play by the unions here in Sacramento, which may push districts into insolvency and into the very hands of the state that took their money. Finally, tuition hikes once again at UC and CSU campuses. CSU is twice as expensive as it was just 4 years ago. Now, I've told you this before, but the interesting thing is, hidden within these fees or tuition, 30% of the money is diverted to return to aid. That means that those who can pay, a third of their fees are going to students who cannot. Now, at a time when everybody's struggling, I don't think that's fair. Under these new fees just adopted, that's going to mean over $14,000 of a UC student's fees will be going to someone else that can't pay. Keeping in mind we already have federal and state grants that can help students that are in need. This is a huge tax on the middle class, and I think it's wrong. Thanks for joining me. I'm Senator Bob Huff.